It's just, I'm so glad this is over. I mean, it turned out good, but oh my, I'd never wish this on anybody. Okay, we are live. Blah, 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 live. And amazingly enough, we just got a hotel room because, like, you got to book your hotel rooms like a year in advance for like big weekends. Well, you're lucky, right? Because you live in like the college
Oh
town.
yeah, I'm right here.
But like like if you want to go like for homecoming weekend or whatever to Mizzou, like we've done this for years. Like when Paige, 10 years ago, when Paige was at Mizzou, like you book them the year before, like for parents' weekend and stuff. I don't know why we dragged our feet like forever ago, and like we got to book a hotel room like for homecoming. We're gonna be in like Jefferson City, which is like 30 miles, 40 miles out. We got Pam. I was getting on there. I was like, just look. I was like, just look and see what. I mean, there's a Drury Inn that's like on the other end of Columbia. I'm like, I love Drury Inns, kickback and all that. She got the one that we love. I mean, it's right across from the football stadium. I mean, and Mallory's right on the stadium. It's where the football officials stay for the games.
Okay.
She got it for homecoming and for Dad's weekend. I'm
Oh,
like,
geez.
shut up today. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm so pumped.
Nice.
Because it looks like Wilderness Lodge. It's
Oh, wow.
It's called Stony Creek. It's like all woodsy kind of.
Okay, nice.
Mhm. It reminds me of Wilderness Lodge in Missouri. I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
Dude, that's a nice score to get.
I know. I was pumped because I thought we were gonna be in Jefferson City. And that's a long drive. Corey's asking about the golf game.
Had 4 pars, so there's that. When you have a 10, 2 9s, and an 8 on the card, I mean, yeah, I mean that's 37 shots and 4 holes right there. So that's going to do some damage. But hey, I had 4 pars, so there's all that. I guess that kind of offsets that a little.
The BMW tournament was just down the road, like 20 minutes this weekend. Down at Belle Reeve.
But course is great. Conditions were really good value for the course. I'm gonna do a re-review vlog of this course. Actually, it was one of the earliest must-see adventure episodes. We did episode 3, and now I have better editing software, better laptop, better camera. So I'm excited to see like how different it looks now.
It's gonna be a revisit. It's a must-see moment. Revisit.
Yeah, exactly. Must-see revision.
It's a must-see revision.
I guess I gotta do the whole Norway cruise again too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, here we go. Let's do this.
Yeah, I didn't touch the course record. I didn't touch it on either side either. I'm sure someone has shot higher than 106.
Exactly. That's how you gotta look at it. You're just kind of right down the middle. All right. I got an idea what we could talk about. Here we go.
Oh, Thomas, I haven't seen him in a while. How you doing, buddy?
Good to see Thomas. Here we go. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the BOGP Open Line for Sunday night, August 23rd, 2026. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Hope you had a great weekend, or you're having a great week on Thursday if you're listening to the replay. We are here for the next hour taking your calls at 407-584-7173. That's 407-584-7173. But we are joined by the master of must-see adventures, the proprietor, the owner, the editor-in-chief. He was out not only golfing this morning, but he was at work. He was vlogging because he's going to make a must-see moment part 2. He's going to revisit an earlier episode to take you right back to the course. See how it's changed and see how his processes have changed over the years. Scotty G joining us here on a Sunday night to talk some Disney. Scotty G, what's going on?
Happy Sunday, Mike. Shout out to you and the family. Shout out to Mallory. That was an awesome to follow this weekend. I'm sure you're a little relieved. I think her top choice was the one that was selected. So you all got to be feeling pretty good in the household today.
I was glad it's over, and congratulations to you. You got Em moved into her apartment. I mean, we're
Mostly moved in.
yeah,
Yeah.
most okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we're it's just
Apartment is a whole
we're
nother
flying
beast
solo. Is it
than
so?
a dorm because you
Okay.
got like more stuff. So you got pots and pans and all this. Ran the dishwasher 3 times yesterday.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, there's no dishwasher in a dorm. I can
At
tell you that.
least though, I can
No
take an
dishes.
elevator because she was on the third floor last year in the dorm and it was all stairs. So actually moving in was actually a little bit easier. It's just more stuff. I still have stuff on this bed. There's still clothes on this bed
Um,
that we have to take tomorrow after work because she's still here. Like her roommates aren't there yet. So she was like, I'd rather just hang out at home still this last weekend. So
well, I mean, we're recording on a Sunday night live. Tomorrow's the first day of class. It's syllabus week, is it not? At
no,
Michigan?
no, they have another week. Yeah.
Ah, oh, see, school's already starting, and it starts in our school district here for the regular public school kids. Tomorrow is the first day of school in our Francis Howell in our area, so it's really back to school here. So you guys still have a little bit of delay up there north.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because the high schools have all started. But the colleges started a little later.
And
But yeah.
Jason's asking, do freshmen rush? Yes, she's a freshman, and it was 1,800 girls, all trying to get in these sororities, and it was. I am going to do an episode on this. I'm too close to it right now. Pam said you got to give this, got to give it time to breathe. But I'm telling you, man, it was the most. This past week took 10 years off our lives. I mean, I'm not kidding. 10 years off my life because it was so stressful. It is the I mean, I've played competitive sports. We've gone through all-star cheer, we've gone through high school cheer, we've gone through all these things, and I thought they were intense. Oh, nothing like this. And because Pam was not in a sorority, I was not in a fraternity. We didn't know what we were getting into. Her sister was, and a couple of her sisters were at Mizzou. We'd heard stories, but phew, I'm just telling you, but we're happy. She's in a good place. They call themselves the Angels, ironically. So she's like, they all say they got their wings. I'm like, so that's funny, but there we go. So she's happy. She's doing her thing. So she has not stopped ever since she ran home to her house after that ceremony. You saw the video maybe on social media. It was just like everybody got an envelope, they ripped them open, and everybody started tearing across town. And it's not stopped since. We got to see her, got a couple pictures, and then that was it. We handed her like the same thing. She forgot a few dresses. We brought them with us to Columbia that morning. She's like, I forgot, this, that, and the other. Brought them to bid day, dropped them off, and then got a couple pictures after she got her house. And then she's like, "See you guys later." I'm like, "Okay, well, at least we got to come up and have booches. They got to have those good burgers. That was good.
There you go.
Best
There you
burgers
go.
in Columbia. It was worth it." And a couple pics for dad. So that was it. So anyway, we're gonna talk Disney tonight. Thought we would talk uh like some of the pre-trip stuff, like tips if you have them, because I am like 11 days out from a trip. And I'm thinking about like the stuff I can't forget. Now, here's the first. This is, I mean, right? You're gonna think I'm crazy, right? A travel agent. I do this for a living. Been on many trips, platinum. I think I've taken 18 or 19, maybe 20 cruises. I looked it up the other day. First time traveling on a passport, and I'm like, I like for I'm one of those people, almost like belt and suspenders kind of person. I'm scared to death to leave home without my birth certificate. Like Scott. I mean, right? Just driver's
It's
license
easy.
and passport and trust it, right? I mean, the
It's
smartest
easy.
stuff I've
The
ever done.
passport's easy. I would make sure you have like a passport like book, like a little like it's kind of like my cord book that I had to like put my charging devices and all that. We have a nice little passport book that Liz just has all three of our passports in. Easy peasy, nice and secure. So I'm sure you have something like that. If not, I can send you a link to a good one on Amazon. But that'd be something new for you, right? Because you never really needed that because you never traveled with a passport before. I'm
Yeah,
excited for you, Mike.
I know. I mean, I'm
It's gonna
telling.
make your process so much easier at check-in, like at the port, though. Like,
I know, because the thing is, you've traveled with us, so I don't know if you've ever seen it. You may have seen Pam's. She had the original birth certificate. Now, I'm not trying to throw her under the bus or anything here, but it was so old and used up that it was actually falling apart. Like
yeah,
when you unfolded it, it was almost like and I'm not throwing it under the bus. It was just on like some really thin paper that, I mean, it was almost like you found a copy of like the book of Leviticus or something from the Old Testament. It was crazy. Like you had to handle it almost like with white gloves. it was scary. Like I was like, this thing. If somebody sneezes, we're not going on this cruise. Like, just be careful. Like this thing is papyrus or something. So now that we all have passports, I feel so good because like that blue, the blue cover on it is so sturdy and the papers don't even
Oh
feel
yeah,
real. I'm like, let's go. And yeah, I just
nice.
want to. I haven't used mine yet. I've had it for like I just want to show it to somebody. Like I look at it, it sits on the kitchen
You'll
counter all the
finally
time.
be able to use it. It's gonna
I
feel
got to show
good.
it to somebody. I gotta get. I won't get any stamps though, will I?
No, you won't get any stamps. You're not. No, you won't because that's the thing. Like, you don't even use it really. I mean, you use it at check-in, but you don't. I mean, you don't take it with you because, like, I mean, just listen
Yeah,
to
it's
whatever the
safe.
cruise director tells you on the TV, like the morning, like the Good Morning Disney Treasure or whatever. Hopefully, you'll have Darren. Darren was an awesome cruise director, and he'll just basically say, "What's required off ship? Just your just your driver's license." Is usually what it is. So, but it will come really handy is when you leave port because you probably notice this. There's like two paths when you leave Port Canaveral. Are you staying on Port Canaveral? Yeah.
You're Sonic and
And
Emerald. Yep.
so there's like a passport lane and then there's like a birth certificate lane, I think. So you finally get to go to the passport lane when you disembark the ship. And there's like facial identification basically. You don't even have to get the passport out. They just like scan your face and they're like, all right, have a nice day. It's like the easiest thing ever. So that'll be really nice for you.
But I will say, hardly anybody went to the birth certificate lane because they were just the fools that never got a passport. So it was just us.
Hmm.
There's like 4,000 people that did it right, and then us. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
That,
we'll be faster.
that'll
So
be good.
I'll just say,
I'm excited for you.
yeah, we're getting. It was weird. We just got our luggage tags. Like everybody in our, like I've seen the Facebook groups and stuff. Like they got them like months ago. So I was like, we're in guarantee. We're not gonna. But people in guarantee were getting them too. I was like, and I know sometimes they randomly just don't get them to you, and I'm like, I don't care because we have transfers. We'll just get them because you
Yeah.
get them from the representative when we get there, and we'll just tag our bags, at the hotel. But boom, they showed up a couple nights ago.
Oh,
Like
that's always fun when you get
so
that.
late. It is. It is.
Disney
So
Cruise Line mail is the best mail.
and we got a 4B in GT
That's insane.
PG,
I'm not gonna get that in
VGT.
Destiny. There's no way.
And I don't know if you're like me, and we're gonna open up the phone lines and talk, with many trip reports, listener questions, whatever. But I really want to get your like best tips for like pre-trip and airport tips. Like, do you have airport tips? I'm trying something different this time. See what you guys think. But yeah, I this is just how I roll with things like this, right? I mean, when you book VGT, the veranda guarantee, right? You're guaranteed at least a navigator's veranda. That's like what you're
Yep.
that's like your lowest. And I just had my mindset on that, and I told Pam because Pam doesn't really understand the whole thing. She'd know what a VGT was. I'm like, here's what we're gonna do on this one, like because we usually have a regular booking. I said, we're probably going to get this navigator's veranda. I showed her one at dinner. I looked it up on YouTube. This is what it'll look like, like somebody did a room tour. And she's like, "Oh, that's not that bad. It's just kind of cut off a little bit. It's got weird angles, but it's not that." I'm like, "No, it's not that bad. It's a veranda, and it's
Mhm.
just it just doesn't have a great view, but it's a decent view." Oh, that's she's like, "It's fine." I'm like, "I know." I'm like, we're saving a little money and it's fine. So I was like, we were set on that, So like when you get your mindset on that and you're cool with that, like you can't lose. And then when it comes through and you see, you get the number, then you're like, you just like immediately you go to Google, right? You're like Disney Treasure
Oh
Stateroom
yeah, you have to look it up.
9126. And it's just like, you're just like, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Boom, 4B. I'm like, let's go. It's because it's midship on the hump. You know what I'm
I
saying? Like,
know.
let's go.
Do you think I've had some theories with guarantees? Like, do you think they base it like on your status? Like, since you're, platinum, are they going to give you a better room than the person that's gold guaranteed?
From my Facebook group, possibly
Oh,
because I've seen a lot of first timers that are not getting like family ocean view verandas. They're
yep.
getting more other, and they're not getting the better decks either. I would say, like
Yeah,
for
because I booked a guaranteed with you a couple years ago with my in-laws. Remember that was like a Christmas gift. It was like last minute. We booked it in December, like close to Christmas for a February 6th sailing and booked two guaranteed rooms. Maybe because I booked them together, that's why, but we got adjoining rooms. We got cabins right next to each other, which I didn't think was going to be possible.
yeah,
And
and
then
we had somebody in ours do the same thing. According to the Facebook group, which you believe like 75% of it, but they said that they requested 6As connected and they got them. I'm like, how do you? Like I'm a travel agent. You can't request anything with guaranteed
No, you
staterooms
can't.
because you can be anywhere on the ship. That's the rules. And they said
Yeah,
they got them. I'm like, well, I don't know how that works because you cannot get request
it's
anything.
so crazy. I also have a theory. They look at your past cruising history. This is just random, but when we sailed the Magic on the BRS podcast room, we had cabin 7520, and then we sailed the Wonder for spring break like a few months later. Well, several months later, and I did a guaranteed, and I got 7520, just two cabins down. So my theory was like, oh, they know I like this area because I booked it before.
Now that's a stretch, I think.
I
I
know.
don't know. Like,
But like
if people
how
want to get
how
that,
crazy was it? Like I was just two cabins down from what I booked on the Magic. It
that
was
is
so
hilarious.
random. I mean, I know
That
it's all random basically,
that
but
is that's I think that's just luck. Because if you're looking, somebody's got too much time on their hands if they're checking that deep. Like that's a lot.
maybe,
But
maybe.
now Jason's so we are gonna have a phones, but Jason's asking what's your favorite deck. I don't really have a favorite deck. I don't really care. Like I like 7, 8, 9, or 10. I mean, it just depends on what category you book because there's only, if you're booking an ocean view, it's only going to be available on a few decks. But I usually have a veranda. I would say 7, 8, or 9 typically.
Yeah.
They're all the
I
same.
really am a fan of 7 on the Magic and the Wonder, hence my 7520. Um I still like 7 on the Dream and Fantasy too. It's just like middle of the pack, right? It's just a few slight, especially on the classics. It's just two flights up, basically, and boom, you're to like the main pool deck. But I tried 10 on the Treasure this last time, and I liked it. Maybe want to go down one more. Like I think like 7, 8, 9 is kind of where I like it on the Wish class. But yeah, I mean you're gonna be fine no matter where you're at.
Yeah, I sailed 10 forward on the Treasure when I was on it with Ben, and I liked it. Or like
Mhm.
10
That's where I
forward.
was. I was 10 forward on the. Well, what if we had the same cabin? Oh
I was like
man,
10 5. I think it was 10 5 20 or something. 10
that'd be
5.
crazy if you remembered it all from that
10
long
4.
ago.
Dude, I does it not. I thought we hit something. I was like, dude, we were way up front by where the captain is.
Yeah, we weren't that forward,
You're
but
pretty
yeah, I like
forward.
I like being forward now a little bit. I used to be like aft all the way, but
Yeah.
lately I've been liking being forward. So, but this means I'm totally gonna get aft on my guaranteed on the Destiny for Thanksgiving.
100%. 100%. You're going to be like, but I mean, hey, I used to be scared to death. I mean, as long as you know you're going to go, that's the whole thing. Like, you got to know, like, you're set on going, like, knock on wood.
Yeah, I know because I'm playing with fire a little bit, as you know, as my travel agent on this Destiny one.
You
But
got to be, I know, I just tell people, I mean, it's cool. Like, every time I book a guarantee, I get nervous booking it myself, right? I mean, I get nervous for my guests. I tell Pam, I sweat bullets every time I book one of those. Like, I'm like, don't talk to me. I'm like, I'm booking a VGT, don't, or whatever. I'm just like, don't talk to me. I'm booking one of these because I can't mess up, and I don't want my guests getting all messed up. I'm like, these things are serious, but we got our first call. But yeah, don't, just make me nervous. But they're good as long as you're good. All right, first call. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike and Scotty. This is Ryan from Alabama.
Hey, Ryan, what's going on down in Bama tonight?
Hey, nothing much. We're just having the baby watching some Mickey Mouse in the crib. We have a trip coming up, and I had a couple questions to see if I could get your guys' expertise.
Hey, that's why we're here, and we appreciate you saving us from all the other talk. Thanks for calling.
Absolutely.
What's the baby's just hanging out and just watching TV, or what you got going on down there?
Yeah, we just put up a little tiny computer monitor in the nursery, so now he's able to watch his Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in here.
I love it.
Nice.
That's so cute. That's nice. All right, go ahead.
So we've got this will be his second trip coming up in November, but it'll just be him, my wife, and I, so we won't have any additional help. I was just wondering if you guys have any tips for traveling with a baby to Walt Disney World, as far as like, what you can ride, rider swap, things like that, because we're not sure if we'll be able to ride any like, adult rides, or if we'll just be, stuck doing the dark rides and anything that he can ride, since we won't have any additional help.
All right, so you're giving us you're making us dust off the brains here for a second, because he just moved his daughter into the second year of college. I just moved mine into her first year of college, our youngest. And so maybe Jason and Vern can call in here in just a second because they're in it right now with Benny.
Yeah.
But I will give some tips. And I will say that I remember this with Mallory, that I was pleasantly surprised with how much you can do with a baby down at Walt Disney World. I mean, we took Mallory on so many things, like you can do all those, dark rides, because the thing is they're not scared until they get to be like 2 or 3 or 4, with like darkness and things popping out, you can even do things like Haunted Mansion. They don't understand what ghosts are or anything like that, like they can ride all those little things. Then you do the train. And the thing is, it does cause you to slow down and just kind of enjoy sitting and watching parades and just watching people go by on Main Street or in World Showcase and just go at a slower pace. And we enjoyed the heck out of that. Now, Scott, what do you have to add?
Yeah, I mean, I never took Emily as a baby, and she was a tall kid, tall 3-year-old. So I never really experienced that, but like rider swap, right? It like seems like to be like a really good thing from people that I know that have used it. You just actually we may have used it once. Now I think about it, we might have used that Space Mountain on that first trip, but worked out really well. And you just someone's there with the baby, you get to go ride like Everest or whatever the ride might be, and then boom, you swap. Easy peasy, you get to go through the lightning lane the second time, is my understanding. So I would if you want to get some of those thrills, right, Ryan? Like don't want to just do the train or like Haunted Mansion all day. I think that would be definitely something to look into.
That brings up another point. Do you guys think lightning lanes would be worth it since there's a limited amount, especially, we can't ride all the e-ticket rides. Do you think the price of lightning lane would still be worth purchasing?
Maybe not.
I would say no too, because I would think that this is going to be a trip you're going to go slower and just enjoy as a family and just kind of say this is going to be a different trip, right? This is going to be one where you're just, it's more of like an atmosphere trip, and meals and seeing shows, and if you got to come out of a show. But yeah, I just remember, it was just with Mallory, we were just so happy to be there, and we got a lot of pictures with characters, and again, she didn't understand being with the characters, but like now that she's 18, looking back on those pictures, they're awesome. I'm glad we have them.
Yeah, the baby's like, let's go. I'm going to see some characters.
That's so awesome. That's like right on cue. I love it.
Yeah, I would just say with the lightning lanes, like I just don't know. It just depends on you. What you and the family want to do. Like, do you want to do a lot of those thrill rides, or those top classic attractions? Then maybe it would be worth it. But my thought is the three of you probably want to do rides together. Is my thought for the most part. So maybe do I don't know how long your trip is. Maybe try it for a day or two. Maybe try it at Magic Kingdom because that's one of the better values of the lightning lanes, and just kind of see how it goes from there.
And we have lots of
that makes total sense.
We have lots of great tips coming in. One, Morgan, and I know that she just had her son just celebrated his second birthday. So happy birthday to him just a couple days ago. I saw on Facebook. Baby care centers. And those things I remember were awesome because they're quiet, they're cool, they're a great place to take the baby, to calm down, to feed, to change. All those and every park has them. So you can ask about those like at guest services where you can see them on the app. They show you where they are. They're awesome. I remember we use those with Mallory. And a couple of people are mentioning the baby stroller. Yes. Okay. So I remember, and again, I've talked about this years ago on the podcast. We spent way too much on this really nice, like lightweight umbrella stroller. It was called the McLaren, I think. I couldn't believe how much it was like $100 and some bucks at the time when you could buy an umbrella stroller for like 20, right? But it was so good. It was lightweight. It folded up super easy and it covered her, but it also laid all the way back so she could take a nap in the park. And it had like a cover. So if it rained, like she would stay out of the rain. And we used that thing for years. Even when she was kind of older, we'd bring it into the park and we'd park it right up on the right of the Magic Kingdom, up next to where Tony's was, kind of up by there. And we'd just leave it there if she didn't need it. And like, if later in the day we needed to go get it because she was getting tired, I'd go run up to the front of the park, grab the stroller, and we'd use it for the rest of the day. But yeah, get a good stroller and have that on hand. And a lot of people are saying that so there's a lot of tips, right? People are giving tons of tips in the chat.
I would, and I don't know what your thoughts are, Ryan, like on character meals, but like Mike was talking about characters, I'd probably try to book a couple of those because you're gonna get some great photos with the baby with the characters, right? Like maybe like a Hollywood and Vine, I think would be kind of fun because you got like the classic, like Mickey is there, like in these, especially in November, they should be like in their holiday like their Christmas outfits, which I think would be a lot of fun. So I look at a couple character meals too while I'm there. Plus they eat for free there.
Yeah, that's a good price.
Yeah,
Eat in
currently,
quotes for free. They're not going to be eating any of that food as a baby, but yeah.
currently we've just got Chef Mickey's on the itinerary just for kind of the classic, the classic nostalgia of it,
It's
and then
perfect.
you might end up booking another.
Yeah, Chef Mickey's is perfect. Yeah, I like that. I like that choice.
Definitely not for the food quality, more so for the the nostalgia, the contemporary, and all the characters.
For sure.
Yeah, and
you're gonna get like first monorail ride. Maybe like, think of all the first you're gonna get on this trip. It's gonna be a great one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because our first trip he didn't even ride on the monorail, so he'll get his first monorail trip, I guess.
There we go. Boom.
So when are you guys going down for this trip?
It'll be a Friday through a Wednesday. I think the first or second week of November.
Oh,
so
nice.
it won't be excruciatingly hot.
Oh, now that you said that, you just talked yourself into a heat wave.
Oh,
you can't say that out loud. You gotta say, "Oh, it's got to be smart." I'm just kidding. It'll be great. No,
all right, I appreciate you, fellas.
No, it's awesome. I hope you have a wonderful trip. And just really, you'll just kind of feel it out. Like I just remember, we packed like, I don't know if like you needed bottles and stuff, because Mallory was really young the first time we took her, and we had the whole like diaper bag and the like we took I think it was like powder, and we had to make the bottles, like shake them up with water. But I mean, we made it. Like it wasn't like, I just remember when she was like 2, it was harder because she was a pistol. Like once she could like run, and it's really no different right now that I'm thinking about it. But like once she wanted stuff, and like she would just like, try to get stuff in the stores. Like, I mean, you had to be like, your head had to be on a swivel constantly. But when she was like 6 months old and in that stroller, it was chill, like you just took her around, she took naps, you just carried her and fed her and changed her. That was easy. Like, whew, when she was 2, that was harder.
Yeah, it would be nice to kind of have a trip that's just slowing down, as opposed to making sure that we check off all the e-tickets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You'll have a good time though. And take all the pictures, the videos. You will.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get the memory maker or photo pass, whichever it's called.
Yep. Because all of a sudden, I'm telling you what, Scott will tell you, they'll be 18 in a blink. It happens fast.
Hell yeah, 0 to 1 happened in no time.
I tell you, it just picks up speed like a boulder coming down a mountain. It goes fast. Well, hey, thanks for the call. Hope you guys have a great one.
Absolutely. Thank y'all. Oh, by the way, newish listener, just discovered you guys in the past 2 months. So I don't know if you guys think that's
I think that's
still
awesome.
cool that you guys are still reaching new people.
Hey,
look at that. That is super cool.
That's great. Where'd you find us? Just curious.
I believe I just searched up, Disney on Apple Podcasts and found you guys.
Cool. Well, hey, now you got to check out Must See Adventures. Check out Scott's channel. That's the next step.
That's next in the queue.
All righty. All right.
Well, hey, Ryan, you have a lot of episodes to listen to and get caught up on, but it was great chatting with you.
I do.
All right. Hey, real quick, what part of Alabama?
Mobile.
Mobile. Very nice. I've never been down there, but I got to get there. Everybody says it's a nice area.
Yeah, come down in February, March for Mardi Gras.
Oh, looks like too much fun, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to get down there. I always see it advertised like during bowl games and stuff like that. So I got to check it out.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Scotty.
Y'all take care. Don't be a stranger.
All
right. See you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bye-bye. All right.
I love that. A new listener calling.
I know. Isn't that crazy? Like after 18 years, it's always cool to see somebody's found the show. Because I always think everybody's been like, oh yeah, her old hat. Hey, that's awesome.
People are always ready to find the show.
That's cool. Especially after this week when everybody's telling us we have like 2 calls, or 2 listeners, because we're having issues with
with the stats or whatever. Yeah.
Stats. I keep telling them people are listening, but they're like, no, you're not.
That was a tricky one for me because we never went with them. I never really been in the parks with a baby before, so that one was a little tricky.
Yeah, tell me about it.
There's Ryan right there chatting with us. Yeah, it was great chatting with you, Ryan. That was an awesome call.
All right, we got our call. Hey, who's the next caller?
Hey, it's Lauren. I'm actually in the chat, and Mike, you're our travel agent.
Thank you. There's Lauren right there. I got your comment on the screen. There's a lot of calls coming in, and we start talking babies and parks. That's the thing we need to talk. We need to not talk about passports and cruising. Forget that. We can talk babies and parks. Get somebody talking. So we got going on, Lauren.
So Actually, I booked two VGTs with you on the Treasure. You actually kind of like saved us from another travel agent fiasco. So just shout out to Mike and, the stress that the VGTs caused you. So thanks for that.
Well, I know. Well, thank my wife, because whenever there's a VGT getting booked in this house, it's always like silence. I'm booking a VGT.
Well, thanks, Sam.
I need to focus. My wife knows. 'Cause I'm like, this is stressful for the next 10 minutes. There can be no change. Because I like tell everybody, I tell you guys, there can be no changes. There can be nothing. Like, we're doing this one time. Like, we're not playing games. You cannot change. But as long as you're cool with that, put in your credit card information. Like, I mean, because, I booked my own, right? I mean, and trust me, I was just like you. That meme of the guy landing the airplane from the movie Airplane? That's me when I book it. Like, I'm like sweating. But it's worth it in the end, I guess. I'll find out if I make it down to Port Canaveral on September 5th and get on the ship.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was like stressful for us, because we're from New York, so and we were going down in February, so we always make sure we fly down, the day before and all of that. So we're not kind of rookie mistake of trying to fly down the same day and everything. But it definitely was like stressful, like until my feet were in it's not called the atrium right there, called the Grand Hall or whatever on the newer ships. But until that happened, I was like, all right, vacation started. We're like actually on the ship, and all that. But the reason I wanted to call in is we are planning to go to Disneyland for the first time next June after our kids get out of school. And I was just wondering what tips you two would have for a veteran Disney Worlder going to Disneyland for the first time.
I'm going to let Scotty take this one first.
Oh, thank you.
Well, because you showed me the ropes when I went out for the first time at 22.
I do, as much as, this is just how I think, Lauren. Like, when I go out to Disneyland, it's just like, all right, I don't go here as often. So, like, yes, there's a budget, sort of, but like, I'm going to spend on some of the extras. So I always get the lightning lanes out there, because I think, as someone that's traveling from New York like you are, I think you're going to get a lot of great value out there. You're going to get to do all these great attractions with less waiting in line, because I want to spend less time in lines when I'm out in Disneyland, because I don't go there as often. So that's one big thing for me. I'd recommend that. It's funny, I used to recommend the park hopper, and I still kind of do, but on my last trip, I actually didn't even park hop. Like, I forced myself to park hop on the last day, because I was just having so much fun in one of the parks. But I still think park hopper is worth the splurge out there. And when you start bringing down the numbers with flights and hotels, like, it's what's that little extra cost, right? So I like doing the park hopper too. Mike, I think you would agree on the 100%. On the hopper.
Yeah, I don't even consider it. I park hop and lightning lane. It's built into my ticket, because I don't go there as often, and I just want to squeeze every opportunity out of the trip while I'm there, because I think I would have regrets, and I don't want to have any regrets, because I don't get to Disneyland that often, and it's so easy to use both out there. Like, it's just so easy to go from park to park, and plus, like, I don't, Scott didn't mention lightning lane, but lightning lane out there, there is the density of the attractions is just so tight that you can constantly be going on an attraction when you have lightning lane. It's ridiculous. It's so much better than at World.
Lauren, where are you thinking of staying? Have you booked a hotel or anything yet?
So we haven't been able to like price out any of the actual Disneyland hotels, because I don't think you can look at those yet, which sounds
Correct.
weird.
I don't think they're on sale yet.
Like, have those dropped yet?
Nope, not yet. They should pretty soon. They don't tell us, but it's
I know.
It's like back in session.
It's late August. Can we book some 2027 trips out of Disneyland?
They're so late every year. I don't know. It's California. I don't know. Who knows?
It's just so strange to think how, like, for Disney World, pre-COVID and everything, we were booking our like dining reservations like 6 months in advance. Yep. Yet like Disneyland kind of drops their reservations like so late in comparison, kind of a thing. So we have two kind of reservations that I'm totally happy to cancel, but one is at the Hojo, which I think you've stayed at before, right, Mike?
I like the Hojo, but I like the Hojo just because it's a Hojo. Like, That's just me because I'm a dummy, right? I just like the idea that I'm staying at a Howard Johnson, something that's still hanging around in 2026 that shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish there was still a Hojo restaurant and I could go get the clams that they used to sell that I used to have with my grandparents. But I mean, they still have a little gift shop that has a few Hojo items, which I bought every one of them. And I have, hang on, go ahead. I got to show you these real quick for the viewers.
Well, I personally haven't stayed there, Lauren, but like, I mean, Mike's got a pretty good review on it. What was the other one you were thinking about?
The Fairfield Inn, which is literally like right there at the Esplanade. That's another one that we have a reservation at right now.
I've
Obviously,
stayed
I'd
there
love
many
to stay
times.
on property. Oh, you have? Okay. What is your take on it?
So the last time I stayed there, Lauren, I'll be honest, and this is just kind of how all these good neighbor hotels kind of are on Harbor. It had some wear and tear, I would just say, and that's to be expected, right? We're used to those like Disney property hotels, which are like really nice. And the first few times we stayed at the Fairfield, it was great. But I believe I saw someone like on the Discord or like in one of these chats once when I was talking about it, saying that it was going under a refurb. So that makes me really happy because the location is
It
great.
was.
Yeah. Okay. So that would change my mind a little bit, actually, Lauren, because if it went through a refurb, because the rooms are just banged up really bad. Like it was just, and that happens, right? You got people like taking strollers into the rooms, right? You know, they're just moving things around. They turn around a lot of families in those rooms. So they need some love every now and then. So if it got the refurb, I would 100% be all in on the Fairfield because that is my go-to good neighbor hotel. I love that location. I love the staff. You got the Panera right there. We would just like walk and grab our Panera, like breakfast in the morning as we walk to the parks. Like it's just ideal location for me.
Yeah, those two kind of stood out to us, just based on looking at how quick of a walk it was. And I feel like none of those hotels really on Harbor or walking distance like have breakfast included anyway. So I'm just like, like might as well pick two that are kind of, have allegedly good reviews online and all of that. So thank you guys. I appreciate you taking my call. And Mike, I hope you're feeling better physically from all your health stuff and emotionally after dropping your second
I'll say that the blood clot thing had nothing on this past week for the sorority rush dad thing. Like, I think this was way more stressful than the whole hospital thing. Like, I'm just glad that I'm through all that stuff. Like today, I'm just like coming off all that stuff. So I don't know what this next week is going to bring. I'm just hoping. I keep telling Pam, can we just have a normal week this week? Because like, Mallory starts school tomorrow. Can it just be a regular week for once? Like, I'm just praying, like when we start the podcast, I don't like get taken out by an ambulance tomorrow. And, I just want to have a regular week. So I appreciate that. This is, I can't do this. I'm getting too old for this stuff. I think they said that in a movie once somewhere.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not stuff. But.
I know.
But that's the friendly family podcast.
Exactly. We're a family friendly podcast. So that's what you get here. No, you're going to have a great time out there in the hotel. Any of those hotels are going to be great, but if you can, the Disneyland Hotel is my all time favorite hotel, any hotel, but just saying. But my rule is when I go solo, I can't spend it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I go with my family, I stay at the Disneyland Hotel. But when I go for a race weekend, when I'm by myself, I don't want to get myself in trouble spending too much by myself. So that's why I stay at the Hojo. So that's how I roll. That way my wife doesn't care.
Yeah, we're definitely the like balling on a budget kind of.
There you go. I love that. That's a good term. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Balling on a budget. That's a story of my life. I try.
Scotty, I hope Emily gets settled well in her second year, and maybe you can provide moral support to Mike.
He does all the time.
I do. Yeah, I try to. But yeah, thank you very much, Lauren. You're very sweet. And yeah, I think it'll be a good year. She's out of the dorm because there's a dorm shortage or a living situation in Ann Arbor. So freshmen basically just live in the dorm the 1 year. And now she's in an apartment downtown, way closer than she was when she was in her dorm. So, I mean, my cost is going up because of this. It costs a heck of a lot more than a dorm, but it should be a really good year for her, and I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again, guys, for taking my call. Hope you have a good week.
All right,
Thanks,
you
you
too.
too.
We'll talk to you soon. Oh, and also rope drop Fantasyland. That's correct. Rope drop Fantasyland. That's the biggest tip. That's 100%.
All right,
All right, we'll see
awesome.
you
Yeah,
later,
I'll
Lauren.
check out the chat.
All right,
All right, bye,
talk to you
guys.
later. All right, bye-bye. All right.
It is, yeah. I mean, I wasn't gonna go into all that detail, but that is correct. Yes.
That is, I mean,
And,
that's just 3 words. Rope drop Fantasyland.
and since we're all friends here, I would say rope drop Alice in Wonderland because that is the best ride. But
That is what I do too now because you told me to, and I do. I trust you. That ride because it's inside. Then you go on the roof. I mean, what other
it's the
ride?
best
can you
dark.
ride
It's
on
the best
roof?
dark ride there is. I don't know why it makes me so happy when I ride Alice in Wonderland.
And shout out to Ryan from down in Alabama. Just joined the Discord. The Argus
Jason
podcast.
put on some recruiting there for
He
you.
is. I like it. He's recruiting in the chat during the show. That's good stuff. All
I
right,
mean, some might say he's a good analytics guy, but I mean, a staff could use him as a recruiter too out there in Tallahassee.
How lucky is our podcast? We have an Emmy winner in the chat during our live show recruiting for our Discord server.
And you got Corey, who's like a legend with the wine. He's got his shop down there in Georgia. That's the thing about the Discord. You learn about what everybody's doing in their lives. I love it. I still got to visit his wine shop. I'm going to someday.
I know we got to do that. We need to have some kind of meetup there. And Billy Bean over on Instagram. Let's go, Jason. I know. Let's go. We need to make a drop for that. All right, 475-847-173, 584-7173. And let's see here. Oh, Ashley over on Instagram's asking, what is a VGT? I guess we should probably explain that because we've been using that term quite a bit tonight. And yeah, I'm not answering that call, so you can quit calling because I've seen you in the chat and I'm not going for that. So a VGT, now we're talking Disney, we're back to Disney Cruise Line with this one. So a VG, so there's 3 kinds of, so this is what's called a guaranteed restricted fare with Disney Cruise Line. And there's a VGT would be a veranda guaranteed fare. So, oh, I put the Hojo. Somebody wants to see the Hojo cups. Yes, I have a bunch of Hojo cups.
That's
These are
outrageous.
the ones they put into your room every morning to brush your teeth. And I just put them in my suitcase every morning because they're awesome. So I keep them. But I've stayed there like 3 or 4 times. I did not take these off the cart, or anything like that. Just I accumulate them every day because I've stayed out there like 3 or 4 times or race weekends. Okay,
So they had them in your room, so you took them, yeah.
I mean, I just didn't use them. Like I just,
exactly. They were yours.
I wanted to collect them. I'm a collector. I'm a hoarder. So back to what I was saying, VGT. So you can get IGTs, OGTs, or VGTs. There's 3 different ones. It's IGT would be inside guarantee, OGTs, ocean view guaranteed, VGTs, veranda guarantee. Most people get VGTs. These are very restricted fares, okay? But they can be good deals. They can be great deals, actually, with Disney Cruise Line. However, there are a lot of restrictions with these. It's like taking the ultimate gamble. This is why I say this jokingly when I talked about this. It's kind of not jokingly, but I do. When I book these, I tell Pam, like, hey, I'm booking a VGT. Like, I got focus for a minute. Like, don't talk to me. Because when you book these, you have to pay 100% of the cruise fare right then. There's no holds. You can't do a 3-day courtesy hold like you can with most staterooms. You have to book it right then. You have to pay the entire fare immediately to book. And it is 100% non-refundable once you hit the button. You cannot change the date once you do that. You cannot change the passengers once you do that. There are no modifications allowed. Like, you are locked in once you do that. Okay. So that's the biggest part is there's no refunds. There's no modifications, and you have to pay in full right when you book. Now, here's the other kicker is that you are guaranteed the lowest. So in a veranda guarantee situation, you're guaranteed at least a veranda stateroom somewhere on the ship. So the lowest veranda on a cruise ship is a navigator's veranda. It's like a 7A. So that would be those verandas that are partially blocked. And if you've ever been like on the classic ships, they're almost like an open porthole with some benches out there and some navigational decorations. But on the Wish class ships, they're almost like full verandas, but just kind of cut off a little bit. So you're at least guaranteed a 7A, but you can get anything larger than that depending on if they have open staterooms during your sailing. If it's not completely full, they could bump you up to from a 7A to a 6 or to a 5 or a 4. Just depends. I can put you wherever. But you cannot have any say on where your stateroom is. It could be on any deck, it could be anywhere on the ship, but it has to be, in that category. It's got to be a veranda. And you don't find out where your stateroom is till about 2 or 3 weeks prior to your sailing. And so every day you check your app, you're just like, I don't have this says VGT. It says VGT.
So much anticipation with that.
You just wait. You refresh. And then one day, boom, it'll just show a number and you're in. And so that's kind of it. So we just because I'm sailing in about 2 weeks. We just found ours out last week. And so
I still think that's early. Like sometimes it can be like it can be a few days before the cruise.
It can be a few days. I thought it was early too. I thought it was super early too. And because it can be like
I think it's because of your sailing, right? Because we were talking about this, like that treasure sailing is kind of interesting because kids are back in school, right? So there could be a lot of open staterooms, maybe. So maybe that's why they started signing them early, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm thinking because it's the sailing that starts on Labor Day, goes to the 12th. I'm thinking this has to be one of the probably least busy sailings, probably of the treasure of the entire year. Wouldn't you think? Because there's going to be of the sailings that have kids, this has to be the sailing probably with the least kids of any sailing of the year.
Yeah, because they're going to book 3-nighters that weekend, right? They're not going to book a 7-nighter. Like, because we did this last weekend, we sailed on that very weekend, but we did a 3-nighter to save on PTO. But like, if I had a kid like that, you're committing to a 7-night trip, 8 nights if you count like the night before, and all that. So yeah, that's a lot.
Well, plus I would think with a kid too. Yeah, but I didn't think about that though, because a kid would only have to miss some school, but I would think you wouldn't want to take a kid out then because it's the very beginning of the school year. Like if they're in any kind of like band or sports or just school, you just don't want to miss it's like the first or second or third week of school. I know I don't mind kids missing school to go on vacation, but you just don't want to miss like when you're just getting established. Like that's because routines are getting established. I just don't think. I really wonder because Pam and I've never got to travel like this ever. We've always only traveled in the summer or, like we went to Walt Disney World every Christmas for a while. So this is going to be so foreign to us that I'm super, I told her, I can't wait to post something on Facebook to all of our teacher friends that we're on a cruise, like the first week of school.
You're so mean. Oh, that's funny.
For 30 years, we've been seeing people do this. And
I'll be curious. I think it is going to be. You'll have some young kids in there too, right? That aren't even school age.
Yeah, not school age. Yeah, I'm talking like school age. I just, I don't know.
Should be a fun cruise.
Yeah. So that's kind of an explanation. And the thing is, the biggest gamble you're taking with this is you just have to know that you can go. Of course, you don't know. Like, could you break your leg or could you get an appendectomy? There's just, things could happen. You're rolling the dice, right? Because with other ones, even without travel insurance, many times you can move the date of your cruise, like you can still move, like if you can't make it, you can move the date, right? You just got to pay the difference in price. And sometimes there's a penalty, but you're not going to lose the whole sailing. You can deal with a little bit of a penalty and move the date. It's not like a all or nothing. With a guaranteed restricted, it's all or nothing. And the savings, it could be, it depends how long your sailing is, but it could be a couple $1,000s. Because I do this for a living, and I booked it. What do you think? You booked it. So what do you tell people? From your perspective of these things.
I tell them a similar thing, right? You just got to know that you're going to sail that cruise. And a lot of, for my trips, I'm pretty committed, right? I know that I'm going to do this unless if some family thing happened is usually what would cause me not to go on a trip. So just got to know that, just got to know how you travel, are you comfortable, taking that chance? We have Diane in the chat saying that her anxiety couldn't handle that. Yeah, that's totally acceptable.
It's and Mike's asked, Michael Dolan down there, and Vera Mike is saying, do I do that? I book lots of these as a travel agent and more as we go. And I get you get full onboard credits with them. There's no, you're going to get the full onboard credit. It's just like a regular booking for me. It makes me nervous because I just want to make sure, I just don't want anything to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a little bit more high risk. I will book it for you gladly, but it's just, I'm very risk averse as a person. Like that's just my personality. Like
Yeah, I like risk.
I don't like that's the difference like Scott and I. Like I do not gamble. I do not bet around anything because I'm cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like if I were to lose a bet,
But this is cheap by saving money though on the VGT.
It is cheap, but it's like you're taking a chance. Like it's just one of those things. Like I'm not.
And it depends on the sailing sometimes too, because sometimes a sailing won't even have one. You know, like I think our treasure,
you're exactly right. You don't always get the opportunity on sailing. That's a good point.
Or like you just got to really find them. So that's the thing. I was watching a VGT room for a long time on the Destiny. So little Disney Cruise Line chat here. You know, phone lines are kind of slow. You can when you book a Disney Cruise Line cruise, you can put what's called a placeholder. So you put like $250 down on a future cruise. You don't even have to say what the dates are. You just have this placeholder that's good for 2 years, and it's 10% off the fare. Now, thing is, Disney Cruise Line, like if you're familiar with pass holder blockouts for Walt Disney World, they have blockouts on those, and they're usually around the popular times of the year. And Thanksgiving week tends to be one of those. So I did a very merry time last year with Mike when having Mike book it. I was like, can I use my placeholder on this? He's like, no, Fantasy's blocked out that week. Go figure. All right, I'm gonna have to pay full price now. But so I'm looking at that week and I see the Destiny has a VGT. I'm like, this is insane to me. Like, so this is a week that they normally like block out for placeholders, but they're offering a veranda like guarantee. So like to me, I was like, this is the only way I can save any money because I can't use a placeholder. So I just went for it. I'm like, this is the only way I can save money on this week. So I'm doing it. And I think it was like 20% off or something. I think they fluctuate too. It like just depends on the sailing, like what percentage. You'll never see more than like 25% off. Like maybe 30. I don't know if I've ever seen 30, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a great deal. I mean, it is. You are saving money, significant money by doing this, but like I said, it's a gamble. You just got to make sure
you're adding stress.
It's better for people. She says possibly better for people within driving distance. Possibly. The thing is, you want to take out as many variables as possible, right? Because the thing is, this one made me super nervous again because it's why I booked this one so late. Again, here I'm just walking you through the scenarios, right? Mallory had just gone away, like she was going away to school. And like we knew that this was going to be, she was going to go through sorority rush and all this stuff. Like, but that's why I booked it for when I did. Trust me. And we have football season tickets. So we could only go like, like tight window in the fall. Like we didn't want to miss any football games. We didn't want to be. So trust me, I lost sleep for like 3 weeks over when we could go. So this was the time we could be gone for 7 days and not miss a football game. Plus we couldn't go to the, before this, cause we didn't want to be gone during rush cause we need to be here for her and all that. So that's when we did it. So hopefully this works out because we figure in a couple weeks she should be settled, like school has started, rush is over, I'll knock on wood. Everything's like settled in by then in a couple weeks. But now I'll give you a scare though. I had a jump scare. Now this one's not booked on a VGT though. This is just booked because I used my placeholder on this one because we're going on the Wonder in December on a Christmas cruise ourselves, right? Just on the out of San Diego. Soon as she gets in, right, we start getting dates. They have a dad's weekend. Jump scare. It's November 6th to 8th. We're going on our cruise December 7th, like December 7th to 11th, but I thought it was the same weekend. I was like, because I thought it said like December 7th. So I thought November. I was like, oh, it's the month before that. I was like, whew. I was like, oh man. I mean, my heart stopped. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go on that cruise so bad. But it wasn't a VGT. So that one's on a placeholder. So I could have moved the date to a different one, but I really want to go. So yes, but that's the whole thing. And yeah, I mean, people book them all the time.
I love them. I booked them maybe half the time, honestly. And what reason I kind of like them? Because like sometimes I like the room being assigned to me. Like I don't want to make that decision on what stateroom or what deck I want to be. Let Disney Cruise Line do that. And Mike, I think you sailed the Magic like one of the first year, right? Like, isn't that how they used to do the sailings? I remember I was talking to Jared about it, like on their like honeymoon cruise or whatever. They didn't know what they were like. Oh yeah, I booked with Disney Cruise Line, and I got this like big pamphlet in the mail telling me like which room I'm gonna go to or like which which stateroom we're going to be in. And then on their next cruise the next year, they were somehow assigned the same room, which is wild. But maybe that's not how it was. Maybe they were doing guarantees back then too. I don't know.
I don't remember. I just remember,
I don't remember 1998.
I can't remember yesterday hardly, but yeah, I remember my first cruise though was on the Magic, and I was in stateroom 7500, which was very forward. I think it was a very forward, like starboard room, but and it was like an ocean view. Wasn't this obviously wasn't a veranda, but yeah, it could have been. I don't remember because I didn't know what a cruise ship was. I couldn't tell you if I picked a room because I didn't even know what a boat was. I was from Missouri. I just wanted to ride
That's
the
funny.
boat, you know.
But it's kind of fun, like having them. Like when I look at the availability, sometimes if there's like a room that I really want that's already booked, I'm like, you know what? Let's just let Disney decide for me. Why not?
Yeah, but again, like, okay, let me ask you this because we just have, you know, again, if anyone wants to call in and chime in, Dennis is here. Everybody's around 475-847-7173, and just get your thoughts on these things. But I mean, I did book, you know, and that was the drawback for like booking so late because I'm platinum, right? So we can book at 120 days. That's when your window opens for like Palo Brunch and your tastings and your port adventures. We booked this one at like 68 days or something, 66 days, 67 days or something, like before sailing. And so that was, you know, so we booked a VGT because, like, you know, like your plans are more solid the closer to the sail date you get, right? So there's like less, you're more set on what you're going to do. But the downside was like Palo Brunch gone, you know, all the tastings gone. But the thing is, here's the thing. Guess what? I have everything I want by now. I just kept stalking the app. And if you stalk the app every day, every night, you'll finally kind of fall into it if you get lucky. I mean, you just got to,
you got to get lucky a little bit.
You just got to keep messing with the app all the time. I mean, it's not hard, but you just got to, like, when you're sitting there watching TV, keep refreshing. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. And I fell into a couple, you know, really good stuff, good things.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of crazy, like how that works for Paula, because that's not something you can like stack up, you know, because they limit you on how much Paula you can book.
Yeah, you get one
brunch, one dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. Someone had to cancel it.
And that's the whole thing.
Maybe
right?
they were canceling for a different day, and then
that's
you just
exactly.
snuck in.
That's what I told Pam. I mean, that's the only way you get stuff like that. You get lucky. Somebody's rolling the dice and just trying to, like, you know, get something better, and you get it before they get the other one. Like, that's how you get like a tasting, especially. All right, we have our last call of the night. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, it's Dennis down in Plano, Texas. How you guys doing?
Hey, good to talk to you. How you doing this week?
It's been rough, but I got to FaceTime after his week orientation today, and it was good to see his smiling face. So we're doing all right.
That's good to hear. I know it's a long one, but each day it'll get better, and the kids are getting stronger, and they're doing what they got to do.
Yeah. The disappointment of having dropped them off was counterbalanced by my older son getting his first post-graduation job. So it's been a very up and down week, but we're making the most of it.
Man, kids getting a job, that's the ticket, man. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I keep telling Mallory all this other stuff, big picture, you got to get a good job at the end of this thing. So focus.
Oh, she's gonna rock Mizzou. she's so cut out for that school. And watching her, the videos and pictures you posted of this course week, I was like, yeah, she's in her element. You know, she did such a great job in high school that, you know, she's just going to carry that over to Mizzou. She's going to be fine there.
Dennis, you know Mizzou. She's right now at the corner of Locust and 7th in downtown. That is not good.
It's fine.
It's fine. At least it's syllabus week tomorrow. So that's all I got to say. Okay. So she did not even run through the columns. I know. Like, what? I was disappointed.
She's got a level head on her shoulders. She's going to do great.
Oh, well. Okay. What do you think about all this? Like, would you book a VGT, restricted fare?
Oh yeah, definitely. I just never been in a position where I could do so, because when you're taking, especially these last few years, when, you know, I've had one kid in college and another one in, during his senior year of high school, and wife with a full-time job and stuff like that. It's hard to balance all those schedules without, and get a cruise on the books without telling everyone a year in advance, this is when I want to sail. Can you make it? And then 2 months later saying, I asked you all a question 2 months ago about my cruise. Can you guys do it? And then eventually else. So, at this stage of my life, I can see myself being in the position 5 or 6 months from now where that would be a possibility. And I think it was Scott that was saying that, yeah, it's kind of fun letting somebody else, pick it and saving the money and letting them give you the room. And as much as I like having a veranda, I don't know, I think I'd be happy just to have a ocean view room at this point anymore, because it's great to go out and have a cocktail or coffee or maybe a little bit of room service on the veranda. But yeah, you really do spend so much time elsewhere in the ship. So why not?
I spend so little time on the veranda when I look back on my cruises, and it's just like, but I just love it though. Like, it just makes the room feel a little bit bigger in some way, like it's easy. I don't know, but I'm with you, Dennis. I almost thought about booking an ocean view room recently. I was like, but I couldn't because the veranda's only like what, $300 more. I'm gonna do it, But that could
Yeah.
some tastings in Palo,
No, I'm with you, Scott. I mean, every one of my cruises has been with a veranda except for one, and that was a cruise out of Galveston where we did Costa Maya and Cozumel. But we had connecting rooms. We had 2 rooms, one for myself and my wife, one for the boys. But the last cruise I was on out of San Diego, when we booked that cruise, there wasn't connecting rooms to be had. And so we got 2 veranda rooms and had the room attendant open up that wall on the veranda for us. And that's how we got back and forth to our rooms without having to get out in the hall.
That's
so
nice.
that was a nice way of doing it. But I think it also just kind of depends on where you are. If you're going to go to Alaska, I highly recommend having a veranda and spending those that first day or that last sea day, pick an hour or 2 and just sit out there and watch the inside passage sail by, and look at the Cascades, look at the wildlife, look at the forest and everything. It's just such a beautiful country. But a lot of times when you're in the Bahamas or the Caribbean, you don't need the veranda because you're just looking at ocean, and you might as well do that on deck 4. So
that's my wife says the exact same thing. She's like, how much time at the end of the cruise, how much time do we spend on this veranda? And I'm like, probably less than 2 hours. Because really we don't spend but a few hours out there, but it makes the room feel bigger. And with Disney Cruise Line, the cost is more in getting on the ship than the difference between the price of the ocean view and the veranda. Like per day, it's not that much more to get a veranda, but yeah, you don't really need it.
And I like what you're saying about the Caribbean too, Dennis. I know you did the same sailing recently on the Wonder that I did out of San Diego. I actually found myself on the veranda more for that one because it was just, for me, it was just like new things to see, like the sunsets are really gorgeous out there too. So that was one cruise where I actually did spend a lot of time on the Wonder there.
Yeah. There's a lot of great things to see there. I remember being on the veranda when we sailed in Ensenada and being on the veranda when we were sailing into Catalina Island and just watching it all wash over me when, as the rest of my family I'm always the early riser of the 4 of us. So I'm done and ready to go, and they're all still just waking up. So I would be hanging out on the veranda with some coffee and just, watch us sail in. And that was always a good time.
It is.
So going with Jason's question from earlier in the show, do you have a favorite deck on the ships, like that you tend to favor over any of the others?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, the majority of my cruises have been on the Magic class. So, the Wonder or the Magic. And I think on those ships, probably that pool deck, just with the adult area that they have, that adult pool, especially my last cruise with everyone being over the age of 18, just hanging out outside the Cove Cafe. It's quiet. They have the comfiest chairs there. You get windows that have great views of the ocean. And then you have access to the pizza. You have access to the burgers. There's a couple great bars on that deck. So yeah, I want to say that Deck 9 on the classic ships.
Oh. And you just nailed it too. And they just did a soft goods. Actually, right now they're doing a soft goods refurb on the Wonder. Like it's in dry dock right now.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's bizarre, isn't it? Them putting the ship in dry dock in the middle of their Alaska season. Yeah. So that was a big surprise.
What about decks to stay on, like for passenger decks? Like, do you have like a deck that you like to stay on for your stateroom?
I always try and get a deck that is a couple decks below the pool deck and a couple decks below or above deck 5. Just
deck
because
7 it is, which is my favorite.
Yeah. I've only taken one cruise that was not on Disney Cruise Line, and we happened to be on the deck right below the pool deck. And there was a couple nights where we had rough seas and the deck chairs and stuff were just moving around, and I could hear it all night long. And that was very early in my cruising experience. And ever since then, I'm just like, well, I'm not ever staying if I can avoid it right underneath the pool deck. And then there's just a bit more quiet being there. I don't have a preference on forward, aft, or midship as much as I used to. I kind of like, if I can given the choice, I'll just take mid. But yeah, just being a little bit away from the hustle and bustle of all those decks. So yeah, you got to go up some stairs or catch an elevator to anything, but it's not so bad. Well, when you're on deck 7, deck 8.
Yeah, I like what Scott said. I kind of like now that I think about it, I was super excited. Like it was almost like Christmas waiting for my room assignment. I hadn't picked it. I'm like, maybe because I didn't get my heart set on anything. Maybe we'll be forward this time. And the thing is, this time we're port. I never book the port side. I'm just like, because like when you go to Castaway Cay, I always book starboard, so you're like overlooking, Castaway. And this time we're port, but it's a 7-night cruise. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have a different perspective on other things. I'm excited for that because it gets me out of my comfort zone to try something new. I like it. Like that is kind of exciting. Yeah, that makes you think. I like that.
Yeah, once, Mike, I stayed port. I think it was on the Wish where this happened, and when we went to Castaway, so there we were overlooking the gangway to get on and off the ship, and I was on my veranda. So we're tying in everything we're talking about here: port, veranda, and deck. I want to say 7, but and Dale were coming back on a little buggy as Donald and Daisy were leaving. And Chip and Dale jumped off their buggy and started messing with Donald and Daisy. I recorded the thing on my phone and I put it as a reel on Instagram and got tens of thousands of views. It's the most successful thing I've ever put on social media. Just standing there on my veranda and watching that for 5 minutes was incredibly fun. Yeah, you miss out on the big sweeping view of the island, but it is kind of fun just watching the comings and goings from your veranda there on the ship.
And it's still pretty. It's still pretty on the other side too. There's still ocean over on the other side of the ship.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, that's good. Both ways are good.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll bet over that. All right. Well, Dennis, hey, thanks for the call and thanks always your expertise in the clubhouse and on the call tonight. And hey, we're getting there. We're making it. We'll hang in there.
All right. Take it easy. MIZ.
ZOU. Talk to you soon.
See you, Dennis.
Bye.
All right. Well, Scotty, hey, I like the Sunday night shows because we never were going to go, but we got to talk. I didn't think we'd be talking guaranteed restricted fares tonight, but hopefully some people learned some stuff. And
hopefully they did.
That's good stuff.
I know. We talked about babies of Walt Disney World, and
I didn't expect that we'd be talking babies either. That's the kicker.
Some Disneyland little tips, heavy cruise line once again. It's been a couple weeks since we talked cruise line, so why not? But yeah, that was good. It was a good call.
I can't wait to cruise. So close. Got
Jealous
so much
of
to
you.
do. I know.
So we've had so many people in the Discord sailing the Treasure lately. It's crazy. Right. And I sound like a broken record, but I always ask them, like, hey, if you see this certain cast member, tell them I say hello. I haven't heard of anyone doing it yet. So, like, I'm going to challenge you to that when you're on the ship. I know you. I'll know you'll find her. Yeah.
I'm going to Periscope Pub and get some loaded tots.
Yeah. You'll find her there. You'll find her at the Haunted Mansion bar. You find it at the Skipper Society is where she was on my sailing, but you will find her and get a selfie with me with her for me.
Oh man. Now's the time where it's the worst though, because it's like under 2 weeks. Like you can't, it's so close. But I get so much to do. Like I got to record, like double up on the podcast and get all the stuff done. But
you'll get there.
We'll get there. It's close. All right. So we'll have the shows this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So don't miss those. Don't forget the shows are always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We're standing by to help you book any kind of Disney cruise you want. If you're risk averse, don't book the restricted fares. Just book them regular. Or if you want to take a chance, you can do those restricted fares. We do both. So just swing by the website over at themagicforless.com this week. We'll take care of you from there. And the best part, no additional cost to you. So check it all out over there. And just mention the BR Guest Podcast, and I'll take care of it from there. Let's see. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link as you get those back to school supplies or anything you need around the house. Anytime you click through that link, it supports our podcast, costs you nothing extra as well there, and gives us some support. So again, click through brguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you very, very much to our Patreon supporters. You're the all-stars that make the show happen. We cannot do this without that support. It's just $5 a month. And when you support us, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So come on over. You're going to get some good shows coming up. I promise you. I got lots of good stuff to talk about. So just come over to patreon.com/beourguest podcast this week. You can follow me on the social media at Be Our Guest Mike. That's on Instagram, x.com, and Threads. You got to come over to my Instagram at Be Our Guest Mike. I dropped a video that is showing bid day at Mizzou when the girls, somebody was asking about this real quick in the chat. When the girls, they go through rush week all week and they go through 4 rounds of cuts. It starts off with 1,800 girls and they get 4 rounds of cuts. If they make it to the bid day at the end, which most do, they rank their top 2 houses, but they don't know which one they're going to get. There's 14 houses they can go into. The 14 houses are represented by just their seniors rounding the big soccer field. And they march them in. I think they were in 36 different groups. And there's like from either, I think it's between 40 and 100 in each group or something, depending on the classroom size they met in. But all these girls cover this whole soccer field. They pass out. They do this whole ceremony, which took forever and it was hot. But then each girl gets an envelope. In the envelope is their house they're going to get. But they don't know what it is until they open the envelope, and they do a countdown from 10 to 1 and they get their house. And when they open it, that tells them what house they're in, the sorority that they got picked for. And they have to, what's called run home. So they have to run to the seniors that are lining the soccer field, and they run home and they hug their new sisters or whatever. And then they literally run from the soccer field to the physical house, which is in Greektown, which is blocks away. I mean, because it's by the soccer field, but it's like 3 blocks. And you got 14 houses. So you have girls, like over 1,000, like 1,500 girls and parents. And I mean, people are running everywhere. Somebody mentioned it was like the biggest game of Red Rover. And I was never in Greek life. I didn't know what was going on. It was but I got the video of like when they opened and people screamed and people were like going everywhere. I'm just like, what is good? But 60,000 views is yesterday just because it's like watching ants. I was trying to video. I didn't know where Mallory was. I could never find her because they all had on the same clothes. But if you want to check that out, that's on my Instagram. That was kind of crazy. Scotty G though, if you want to get the Disney stuff, which you want, must see adventures. So Scott, I know you're getting some new stuff out there. So what's happening on the channel right now? I know you're working on golf, but that'll be later.
I know. Yeah, golf will be like way down later. I mean, it was a busy week, so I wasn't in the studio too much. So I'm currently starting the next episode, but we're talking about Disney Cruise Line talk today. It's from our November Thanksgiving trip last year. We did there's Disney World days. Those are all out there, but now it's time to head to Port Canaveral and board the Disney Fantasy, one of my favorite ships for a maritime cruise. So if you're curious about the Disney Fantasy, Disney Cruise Line, what a maritime cruise is like, you want to come over to Must See Adventures and check out those videos from last year.
How much time did you spend in Evolution? Or no, the tube,
right? Baby. Oh, we spent a lot of time in the tube. I like the tube more than Evolution. I think the tube is fantastic. Yeah.
There's so many ships.
I got to get that background loop they have in the tube. It is so good. Oh, man.
The tube's the one's got the phone booth, right?
Yeah. I think we did you did a live podcast in the tube.
Yes, we did. And you that's one where you got hypnotized.
I got hypnotized in the tube. Yes. I should post that on Must See Adventures.
I have video of that. Do you have video? You have
I think Steve may have sent me some that I have somewhere like in a shared
folder. You got to post that. I don't think I've ever laughed harder in my entire life than that night. I seriously told Pam I think I might crack a rib. Like that might have been the funniest thing I ever saw in my life when you were having a baby.
I was hypnotized, baby.
I was like,
I delivered it.
Stop.
Yeah. Me driving in the car.
You're driving. Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah. We're just making people hang with us here, so that was not funny because they weren't there. Anyway, so what else we got? Oh, come over to the Discord server. Jason was selling it during the show tonight, and we had Ryan join. You need to join. It's beourguestpodcast.com/discord or /clubhouse. Either one works. We talk Disney over there. We talk sports. We talk life. Come on over. We share all kinds of fun memes. And we'll have to do this again next Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. So make sure you're there next Sunday night because we will not be there the following one because I'll be on the treasure. So next Sunday night, we'll take a couple weeks off after that. Well, just one because I'll only be gone for one Sunday. So we'll take 1 week off. All right. So join us next Sunday night, all the places at 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. All right. So for Scotty G, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Sunday night or a great Thursday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
Boom.
Boom. Good.
Very good.
Did you eat dinner?
No, I'm hungry.
We'll go eat.
I heard it just get delivered. So,
What'd you get?
I heard the garage door open. So I don't know.
You guys have you guys have Noodles and Company, right?
We have that a lot on Sunday nights. Yeah. But
Because we don't have that here. But Mallory had it the other night in Columbia, and she was
Yeah.
telling me about it, and I'm like, oh, I need that.
oh
too.
yeah, we like
it's all
like Noodles and Company.
yeah, it's like mac and cheeses. Like, but we looked it up, and it looks so good.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh.
I don't think it's called the penne rosa anymore, but I like this penne dish with like spinach and feta and chicken, and like they have like Asian noodles too. But yeah, the mac and cheese, the Wisconsin mac and cheese is solid too.
She
You
said
can
there
add
was
a protein to it as well.
I think she said it was some kind of like vodka pasta or something.
Yeah, that's kind of like the thing I get a little bit. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, she said it was super good. I'm like, man, we don't have that here in St. Louis. I'm like, oh, because we looked it up. I'm like, everything on that menu is fire.
It's good. Oh yeah, it's really good. Highly recommend.
Oh, I have to get that. All right. Well, thanks for doing this, bud. I will talk
You're
to
welcome.
you tomorrow.
I'm not available tomorrow though, so
Okay.
because I gotta take Emily back to Michigan after work.
All right.
So
Hey, we'll
hopefully
have-
the others are good.
All right. Well, be safe.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
I'll still talk to you tomorrow though.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you tomorrow, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, be safe and
All right. Awesome.
take
Yeah.
it-
Thank you.
tell him I said have a great semester. Kill it.
And
She
tell
will.
Mallory the same. That the next time you talk to her when she's not running around at frat parties
Well,
already.
She hasn't texted me since yesterday. So
Of course. Now that's all done.
I know. Like since I dropped her off,
you put your do not disturb back on her, and
I haven't. I texted her like 6 hours ago. Like, hope you're having a good day. And she
I
hasn't
haven't heard back. Oh
ghosted
my
me.
gosh.
Ghosted
Oh,
me.
she'll get back to you tonight.
Yeah, maybe. Doubt it.
She will.
All right.
All right. Have a good night. We'll talk
I'll
to
see
you.
you. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.